welcome learners to massive online open course Food Fundamentals and Chemistry. Today we'll cover the topic food additives, coloring agents, flavoring agents and sweeteners used in food industry. I am Dr. Ankita Gupta and I'll take you through this lecture. Today we'll cover what are food additives, what are the types of food additives, coloring agents, flavoring agents and sweeteners. How will cooked pulses without salt or spice and kheer without sugar taste? Certainly, all of us will dislike it, barring all those who may not be using these for some medical reasons. Can the food cooked and kept in open be consumed even after a day? We are well aware that it would get spoiled. What makes a common soft drink different from soda water? Some flavored substances besides a sweetener. You would agree that in today's busy life, preserved cooked food has become a part and parcel of life for many of us as it saves our time and effort. The shelf life of these packed foods is enhanced by adding certain substances. Salt and sugar are two of the common substances used for this purpose. Substances like salt, sugar and many others are not components of natural foods and are added to foods during its processing for a variety of reasons including taste, preservation, flavor, texture, etc. The substances which are added to natural foods from outside for protection against spoilage, flavor and color enhancement, texture improvement are called as food additives. Today, we'll read about various types of food additives in terms of their properties, functions and importance in food industry along with the permitted additives as per the Food Safety and Standards, Food Product Standards and Food Additives Regulation 2011 prevalent in our country. So let us learn what are food additives. Food additives are the substances which are added to natural foods at various stages of food production, processing, storage, packing and preservation. According to Food and Agriculture Organization and World Health Organization, food additives are the non-nutritive substances added to food in small quantities to improve their flavor, texture, appearance and storage properties. The above definition do not include the substances which get added to the food in the course of their agriculture production, food processing or packing. These are called unintentional or incidental additives. These are also called chance contaminants. For example, pesticides are one such type of compounds which get added to food unintentionally and may be hazardous to health. The additives which are added in the food deliberately to have a desired property and for a specific function are termed as intentional additives. These food additives are classified as GRAS, meaning generally regarded as safe additives. The GRAS additives are supposed to be causing no harm for longer periods. In India, the Food Safety and Standards, Food Products and Standards and Food Additives Regulation 2011 is responsible for listing the additives permitted in different foods and their maximum permissible limits. There are various categories of food additives. A large number of food additives are used in the food industry. On the basis of their functional properties, food additives are classified as preservatives, antioxidants, acidulants, neutralizers, buffers, coloring agents, flavoring agents, sweeteners and miscellaneous additives. You must have learnt about these other additives in the previous lecture. We'll now talk about coloring agents. The colors do not have anything to do with the nutritive value of foods. but the specific coloring of a given food item does affect its acceptability. Many a times, colors are added to restore the natural color of the food which is lost in food processing, or sometimes these are just used to give the food an attractive look. Food coloring agents called colorants may often be considered simply of cosmetic in nature, but the role they play is actually very important. We may say that colors of food is a measure of its quality to a certain extent. For example, an orange, if has a brown color, will not be acceptable in the first instance. Extracts of spices and vegetables were used for the purpose as early as 1500 BC. It was unfortunately accompanied by their misuse as well. These were used as adulterants, frequently to disguise foods of poor quality. Some of these deceptive practices included coloring of pickles with copper sulfate, cheese with vermilion and red lead, tea with copper arsenite, lead chromate and indigo, and candy and turmeric with lead chromate, red and white lead and vermilion. The coloring agents used in food are natural as well as synthetic in their origin. Some common natural colorants are beta-carotene, beta-apoate carotenyl, methyl and ethyl ester of beta-apocarotenic acid, canthaxanthin, chlorophyll, riboflavin, caramel, annatto, saffron and curcumin. The natural colorants are extracted from the seeds, flowers and some insects. Some examples are spinach juice for green and marigold flower for yellow color. Anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are the intense red and blue water-soluble pigments occurring in many fruits, vegetables and flowers like strawberries, cranberries, raspberries, blueberries, grapes, especially the blue ones, jamun and some flowers. Due to their structure, anthocyanins exhibit most intense color below a pH of 3.5 and thus are suited for acidic foods only. Further, these easily undergo discoloration in the presence of amino acids, phenolic sugar derivatives and are bleached by ascorbic acid and sulfites. Next coloring agents are carotenoids. Carotenoids are responsible for the yellow, orange and red pigments in a number of plants and animal foods. Carotenoids are classified into three groups. Carotenes, these are the hydrocarbons containing beta-alanine rings and possesses vitamin A activity. For example, beta-carotene present in carrots, chilies, etc. Lycopenes, the carotenoids devoid of beta-alanine rings and do not possess vitamin A activity. Lycopene is present in tomato, apricot, watermelon and red guavas. The third type of carotenes are xanthophylls, the oxygenated derivatives of carotenes. These do have beta-alanine rings but do not possess vitamin A activity. These are present in papaya, orange peel and yellow maize. The fourth type of carotene is alpha-carotene, similar to beta-carotene in its biological activity. Structurally, carotenoids are polyenes composed of isoprene units. These are fat-soluble, fairly heat-stable and are stable in the pH range of 2 to 7. However, during processing of fruits and vegetables, partial loss of carotene takes place. Due to their structure, carotenoids are very sensitive to oxidation. Therefore, synthetic beta-carotene is marketed in forms that confer protection from oxidation, that is, these are oxidized in preference to the item being protected. Ascorbic acid can protect beta-carotene by serving as an antioxidant. The next coloring agent is betalains. Betalains are found in plants such as red beets, amaranthus flower, bougainvillea, cactus fruit, etc. Betalan color range from red to yellow. The red beet is the most common commercial source of these pigments. Chlorophylls. Chlorophylls are most abundantly found naturally occurring plant pigments. These are green and olive green pigments in green plants. These are soluble in alcohol, diethyl ether, benzene, acetone, but insoluble in water. Some metal ions like iron, zinc and copper react with chlorophyll and the green color becomes brighter. In alkaline pH, the color of chlorophyll is better retained. Chlorophylls are heat sensitive and during processing of fruits and vegetables containing chlorophyll, the green color is lost and turns olive green. When vegetables containing chlorophyll is cooked, the central magnesium atom is replaced by hydrogen atom and loses its color forming pheophytin. Curcumin is the next naturally occurring color. It is the main colorant, yellow in color in the oleoresin obtained from turmeric. Curcumin is a fat soluble, has good tinctorial strength but exhibits slight sensitivity to light, air and pH. The next coloring agent is paprika. Paprika oleoresin is the extract of mild capsicum and is orange red or deep red in color. Like capsicum, paprika oleoresin is also water soluble. Paprika and turmeric oleoresins are available in various standardized forms. Saffron is the next coloring agent. It is generally stable towards light, oxidation and pH and has a high tinctorial strength. Annatto is the color used in butter and cheese and is obtained from a plant called Bixa orellana. The colorants derived from synthetic dyes are called synthetic colorants. Synthetic colorants are earlier manufactured from coal tar derivatives and gelatin desserts. Candies and bakery goods were colored with them. Although the colorants were highly purified before they were added to foods, the negative connotation of their association with coal tar resulted in much unfavorable publicity. As a result, synthetic colorants are no longer manufactured from coal tar derivatives but are developed from highly purified petrochemicals. The development of synthetic dyes came as a boon to the food industry because these colorants were superior to natural extracts in terms of their color intensity, number of shades, stability, easy availability, and above all, they were quite cheap. However, it also brought in a new aspect of the safety in focus. The toxicological studies have shown that many of the colorants are in fact harmful, though a few appear to be safe for use depending upon the quantity consumed. To add to the woes, these assessments of toxicity also vary and colorants considered safe in one country may not be considered safe in another country. More so, with further studies, the status of the colorants used in countries throughout the world is in a state of flux. The number of permitted synthetic colorants is decreasing year by year. Some common synthetic food colorants are Ponceo, Carmosine, Erythrosine, all these are red in color, Tartrazine, yellow, Sunset yellow or FCF which is yellow in color, and indigo carmine, brilliant blue, fast green. So, indigo carmine and brilliant blue are blue in color and fast green is green in color. These are the permitted synthetic colorants which belong to 5 chemical classes: azo, xanthine, pyrazole, indigoid and triaryl methane. These colors are water soluble and are more resistant to chemical reactions, pH and heat compared to natural colorants. Now we will talk about flavoring agents. Flavored, like color, has no nutritional value but has a great bearing on acceptance of foods and therefore has enormous commercial importance. Some studies have indicated that taste can alter intestinal absorption of glucose and fat metabolism. Flavor is defined in several ways. According to one such definition, Flavor is the sensation produced by a material taken in the mouth, perceived principally by the sense of taste and smell, and also by general pain, tactile and temperature receptors in the mouth. Flavoring agents include flavorings and flavor enhancers. The former are added in foods to produce flavors or modify the existing ones, while the latter include additives which intensify the flavors which are already present and are weak in nature. During the early days, people used spices, herbs, vinegar, smoke, honey, etc. to enhance or modify the flavor of foods. Along with the development in synthetic chemistry and analytical techniques like gas chromatography and mass spectrophotometry, there was a spurt in synthetic flavor compounds and identification of these flavor compounds in various foods and processed products. Besides this, these are also of great importance in the drug industry. For making the medicines favorable to the patients, often the former is coated with flavors. Many medicines with their usual taste could cause vomiting or nausea. Therefore, these are camouflaged with various flavoring agents. During the early days, people used spices, herbs, vinegar, smoke to enhance or modify the flavor of foods. Food flavorings are classified into three groups: natural flavors and natural flavoring substances. These are flavor preparations and single substances respectively acceptable for human consumption. These are obtained exclusively by physical means from vegetables, sometimes animal, raw material, either in their natural state or processed for human consumption. Some of the foods contain single compounds giving flavor, like menthol in peppermint, benzaldehyde in bitter almond, citral in lime peel, amyl acetate in ripe banana, cinnamaldehyde in cinnamon. The natural flavors include spice oleoresins and oils, essential oils like citrus oils, fruit aroma concentrates like apple aroma concentrates, etc. Natural identical flavoring substances. These are the substances chemically isolated from aromatic raw materials or obtained synthetically. These are chemically identical to substances present in natural food products intended for human consumption, either processed or not. The third category of flavoring agents is artificial flavoring substances. These are the substances which have not been identified in natural products and are intended for human consumption, whether processed or not. Next category of food additives is sweeteners. Sweetener is one of the most important taste sensation. The importance of sweetness is reflected in huge production of sugar world over. Like any other carbohydrate, sucrose is also a nutrient providing energy to the human system. Over the years, sucrose has been implicated in obesity development and associated disease and also with dental caries. Besides, diabetes has become a common disease among large sections of the population. As a result, there is a general trend towards reducing energy intake in the form of sugars. This has resulted in development of sucrose alternatives or artificial sweeteners. There are two types of sucrose alternatives: nutritive and non-nutritive sweeteners. Nutritive sweeteners are also called calorie sweeteners, are usually carbohydrate or carbohydrate derivatives. Non-nutritive sweeteners include a range of natural products which are not carbohydrate in nature and some synthetic chemicals. Nutritive sweeteners can be of various types. The first we will talk about is sorbitol. Sorbitol is a 6-carbon sugar alcohol which was originally found in the berries of mountain ash. It is chemically produced from glucose for commercial use. It is highly soluble in water, 72% at 25 degrees Celsius. Sorbitol has about half the sweetness of sucrose. Since it has a much lower calorie count compared to sucrose, sorbitol is used as a sweetener for diabetic foods, sugar-free candies, and also in chewing gums. The next category of nutritive sweetener is xylitol. Xylitol is also called xylite. It is a pentyol found in most fruits and berries as well as xylon containing plant materials. It is also produced by microbiological methods. Xylitol is a crystalline substance having good water solubility, 64% at 25 degrees Celsius. It has sweetness and calorie content equal to sucrose. However, because xylitol is absorbed slowly, it does not cause increase in blood glucose level as glucose or sucrose. Therefore, it is used in diabetic foods also. The next nutritive sweetener we'll talk about is isomalt. Isomalt is also called hydrogenated isomaltulose. It is an equimolar mixture of 6-beta-D-glucopyranosol D-glucositol and 1-beta-D-glucopyranosol D-mannitol. It is of about half the sweetness of sucrose and is stable in acid and alkaline medium under conditions normally occurring in food processing. It has no impact on blood sugar. Isomalt is used as a sugar substitute in confectioneries, chewing gums, soft drinks, and also in desserts. Now we'll talk about non-nutritive sweeteners. The first non-nutritive sweetener is saccharin. Saccharin was synthesized way back in 1879. During the two world wars, the use of saccharin as a sweetener increased due to the scarcity of sugar and became the accepted sweetener for special dietary and dietetic foods, even though its safety has repeatedly been questioned. It was at the center of controversy when it was shown that rats got urinary cancer after being fed with saccharin. But it was later related to too high a dose of saccharin. Nowadays, it is unlikely to get such a dose of saccharin used only in processed drinks like coffee and food. However, saccharin should be avoided by pregnant or breastfeeding women. Saccharin and sodium saccharin are white crystalline powders soluble in water. They are about 500 times sweeter than sucrose. It has good stability during cooking and baking of food products but leaves a slightly bitter metallic aftertaste. It is permitted as a sweetener in several countries including India with some restrictions. The acceptable daily intake by WHO of saccharin is fixed at 2.5 milligrams per kg body weight. The next non-nutritive sweetener is cyclamates. Although sodium cyclamate was synthesized in 1937, its actual use as a sweetener started only in 1950. Cyclamate is a group name used for cyclamic acid, sodium cyclamate, and calcium cyclamate. These are not found in nature. Cyclamates are stable at high temperatures, are easily soluble in water. They are about 30 times sweeter than sucrose and can be used as a non-calorie sweetener in a variety of products. Sometimes it is used as a mixture along with saccharin. Cyclamates are not without safety questions. Therefore, its usage is only allowed with restriction like most other non-nutritive sweeteners. The use of cyclamates is not permitted under Food Safety and Standards Act 2011. The ADI value of cyclamate is 11 milligrams per kg body weight. The next non-nutritive sweetener is aspartame or NutraSweet. Aspartame was discovered only in 1960. It is the methyl ester of L-aspartyl L-phenylalanine. Aspartame is produced from amino acids phenylalanine and aspartic acid. It is an odorless, white, crystalline powder slightly soluble in water and almost 150 to 200 times sweeter than sucrose. Since 1981, it has been used in innumerable food items and diet soft drinks as it is devoid of any carbohydrates, calories, proteins or fats. Aspartame provides 4 kilocalories per gram of energy. It provides sugar-like sweetness in foods but under certain moisture, temperature and pH conditions. It is hydrolyzed and loses its sweetness. Therefore, aspartame is more suitable for dry products or as a tabletop sweetener, although it is widely used in soft drinks, dairy products, etc. Like saccharin, aspartame has also been implicated in a number of health-related issues, but these have not been proved to be correct beyond doubt. However, persons with phenylketonuria disorder should avoid it. The ADI value of aspartame is fixed at 40 milligrams per kg body weight. The next category of non-nutritive sweetener is asulfame K. Asulfame K is one of the most recently introduced non-nutritive sweetener. Asulfame K is the potassium salt of 6-methyl-1,2,3-oxaxanthine 4,1,2,2 dioxide. It is a white crystalline powder, freely soluble in water, non-hygroscopic and 150 to 200 times sweeter than sucrose. Asulfame K is used in soft drinks, chewing gums and as a tabletop sweetener. More food applications are being investigated for asulfame K. The body does not process this sweetener. The next category of non-nutritive sweetener is sucralose or Splenda. It is produced by chlorinating sugar and is comparable to aspartame in terms of it not containing any fat, protein, calorie or carbohydrate and also in not influencing the blood sugar level. This is about 600 times sweeter than sucrose and finds application in soft drink, candy bars and many other food products. Rabiana is another non-nutritive sweetener derived from the herb stevia of the sunflower family. Stevia extracts are 250 to 300 times sweeter than sucrose. These are heat stable, pH stable and non-fermentable. Rabiana is used as a natural sweetener for diabetics. Let us sum up today's lecture. Food additives are the substances not present in foods but are added for improving the food quality. There are two types of substances other than the usual food components. These are intentional and unintentional or incidental. The former are added deliberately to the foods while the latter get added to the food during its production and processing. The intentional or the food additives are added for various reasons. These are to improve the texture, enhance the shelf life, improve the flavor, prevent food from auto-oxidation, regain the color lost during processing, bring firmness to food, emulsify, clarify and many more. Although the method of food preservation, coloring and flavoring have been prevalent for ages using natural foods, yet due to the development of newer methods and ways, synthetic food additives have come into use. Synthetic sweeteners, saccharin is one of the most common example of sweetener used in food industry. However, all the food additives should be added according to the regulations in order to prevent any harm. I hope you learned something new in today's lecture and would expect that you answer the questions which will be in the upcoming section. Thank you.